Hey, what is going on, guys? It's LittleBigness here, and I'm here to bring you our GPC Season 6 Week 6 battle. We're going up against Jose, the coach of the Seattle Seadras, having our second Seattle matchup. So I'm sorry this is post-com, first of all. I've had a hectic life lately. You know, running the EPA, being in 2 leagues, and then there's some other IRL stuff that's been going on. You know, some, like, different IRL stuff than just like my general stuff, you know. It wasn't just like, oh, I gotta balance out you know, homework and hanging out with family and school and hanging out with friends and all that. I had to balance other stuff because there's been some other stuff going on in my life. One of the things I don't really want to talk about because it's pretty personal to me, and maybe I'll reveal it later on because I don't know, it might be involved in some other stuff that I do. And then the second thing is that my sister came home from college, so I've really been trying to spend some extra time with her because, you know, it's my sister. I really care about her, and I want to be around her. So, you know, this battle, I wasn't able to prep for it too well, but I'm not going to leave that as an excuse for anything that happens because I think my prep was fine, honestly. And then also, you know, it was kind of rushed to get this battle going. And the time that me and Jose were able to locate was a time where I wasn't able to live come. So, it's just kind of how it was. I wasn't around my computer at the time. So, I was kind of just doing it on my laptop outside of my home. So, I just had to go post-com, you know. I don't record on my laptop. I record on my desktop right here. So, anyway, I'm going to give you guys the rundown of what we brought. I brought I think it was just an offensive landers, straight up. I think it was modest. It might have been rock polish. No, I think it was just offensive. This battle was like 4 days ago, so I barely remember. I think I brought like a mixed defensive Slurpuff to try and take on the Megaladios. You'll see how that worked out. Then I brought a defensive Swampert. And that was mainly to check things like Infernape. I've got the Rindo Berry to check the Grass Knot. I think it was Scarf Braviary that I brought. Yeah, it was Scarf Braviary, and I was trying to outspeed everything but the Jolteon. Or I might have outspeed the Jolteon. Oh no, I speed corrected to outspeed a Jolteon that was speed creeping a Mega Manectric that would be Modest. I think that's what it was. Because that was really the biggest thing I had to speed creep. Or an Azelf, that's it. Then I brought I think I brought like a Charcoal Embor. Yeah, I brought Charcoal Embor, and I brought Grass Knot to hit the Gastrodon. And then I brought a Modest Mega Manectric because I predicted that his Jolteon would not be outspeeding Modest Mega Manectric, so I was kind of bold on that. And I'm just going to go ahead and get right in the battle. I'm going to put it on normal speed to kind of keep it down. I also have music playing in the background on this. I'm really trying to rush this. I don't have much time, so I just got to go with it. So I lead off with Gun Controller, Braviary. He leads off with the Gastrodon. And I decided to go for Brave Bird to see how much it does, because I feel like it could do a lot of damage, and it did. And then he went for the Recover, which was a really good play. I didn't expect him to go for Recover right away. I was kind of thinking Scald would be the play. But he decides to keep on recovering, which was probably really smart. So I go out into... I'm going to put this on slow, actually. I go out into Slurpuff to take on that Gastrodon. I hope we get Toxic. I go for Toxic, and then it helps me find out this Clefable's Magic Guard, which I wasn't happy about at all. Then I go into the Embor. Get hit with a Moonblast. That did a lot more damage than I thought it would. And I was like, I just have to Flare Blitz this thing. Do as much damage as I can. And he goes for the Soft Boiled. And I'm not sure if I exactly agree with that play, but it ended up working out for him. So, you know, I can't hate on that. I thought he would switch out to Gastrodon, honestly. And then I go for another Flare Blitz. He switches out to Gastrodon this time. And that did a good 40%. I was really happy with that damage. And then I wanted to go for a Grass Knot, but I also didn't want to go for a Grass Knot. I think he was scouting for it, which was probably really smart. Then I go for the Superpower, because I thought that would be able to kill the Gastrodon. And it does good damage to the Latios, too. So that was just a good play right there, I thought. Then I go into the Slurpuff to try and take on this Latios. And it was just probably the only set that a Latios couldn't be. He brought. You know, he brought a special attacker that had Psychic, and I thought he was going to run Psy Shock for sure, but I guess Psychic makes more sense now looking at it because he did have the, I do have the Fortress, so I go for the Wish right here, trying to get some health back into something, hopefully the Embor, but he brought in Clefable, and that kind of scares me. I was scared to Wish Pass into this Embor, so I decided to just go into Swampert. I thought that would be my best play because I wanted to get my Rocks up. I feel like Rocks do a lot against this team. I should have got my Rocks up earlier, honestly, but it helps chip down the Mandibuzz, chips down Infernape that likes to U-turn, as well as Jolteon liking to Volt Switch, and then pressures the Latios coming in Defog. So I go for the Rocks, he goes for the Calm Mind, revealing his set, and Calm Mind is threatening, that's for sure. I really struggled to take out a Calm Mind Clefable. I really only have Braviary and Embor to do so, and Embor is already low. So he goes for the Moonblast, and I go for the Roar because I really don't want this Clefable in. He goes into Gastrodon on the Roar, and I decided to switch out because I don't think I had a way to hit this. I didn't have Toxic on the Swampert, so he goes for the Recover. Kind of had a free recovery there. So I decided to double out right here, and I go into Braviary because I figured, you know, Gastrodon won't be able to hit this too hard. He goes for the Toxic. I thought he was going to switch out, honestly, fearing the Toxic and maybe go into something like Clefable or, you know, probably Clefable. That would have been a switch in. So I go for the U-turn right here because I don't want to be in against this Gastrodon. I don't want to take Toxic damage. So I do go for the U-turn, and he Toxics again, trying to get poison on two things because he knew I pretty much had to switch out, which kind of sucks because that tells me I could have gone for the Brave Bird, and the Gastrodon would have been at very low health. So he goes into the Clefable, and I go for the Aromatherapy because I do not want this Braviary to get worn down. I'm going to need this Braviary later on in the game. So then, I forget what I do here. Oh yeah, I go for the Wish, just trying to get another Wish Pass going. He goes for a Calm Mind, and I figured he'd probably go for a Moonblast here, which I really wasn't a fan of, so I had to go into Swampert here because I knew it could take one. And I didn't want to go into Embor and let that go down. So he did go for the Moonblast. That was the last time he hit me, it was a low roll, I believe, because I think it did like 39%. So I decided to switch out. Go into Landorus, and it can take one Moonblast, but I did get the special attack drop, which really sucks because I think Sludge Wave did like 60% from a Landorus. So that was really unfortunate, and my Landorus goes down. I was just trying to break this thing a little bit and give my Braviary a bit easier of a time, but that special attack drop really hurt me. I wasn't even thinking about the special attack drop when I went into the Landorus. So I go into Embor because I had to hit something hard, but I figured he might switch out, so I double into the Slurpuff, and he does in fact switch out because he wants to save this Clefable since it is a huge threat to my team. He goes into the Gastrodon, and I really want to get this Toxic off, but I'm not sure exactly what I should do here because I thought he might switch out to Clefable. So I kind of just went for a Wish, which was like a random play. I think it was a bad play, honestly, because I need to get in my Embor. So I go for the Toxic because I need to get the Toxic on this Gastrodon. It doesn't look like he has a Cleric because his Clefable does not seem to have Heal Bell this game. And he goes for another Toxic, trying to catch something else. I don't think his Jolteon has Heal Bell either. I'd be surprised if the Jolteon did have Heal Bell. So he switches out as I go for the Aromatherapy, which was a very good play. I feel like I was playing a bit too predictable at this point, and I need to change things up a bit more. So now he's in against this Clefable. I'm in against this Clefable, and this thing is just destroying me. I have nothing to break this. I prepped horribly for this Clef. Not really sure what I could have done. Maybe like having Azelf with Explosion, but this saves me a lot. I get the special attack drop, which raises my attack. I'm like, ooh, I have a free return here. Hopefully he has nothing with Rocky Helmet, because then something's going down. He decides to go ahead and sack off his Gastrodon, which was probably the right play. So Gastrodon's down. And then he goes into Infernape. I thought I swept right here. I'm not going to lie. But I'm an idiot, and I forgot that this thing gets Vacuum Wave. So there goes my Braviary. I was just playing so stupid. I'm stupid. I need to start playing better. I've been playing really badly lately. I'm probably just have to play a lot of ladder games because I've got time to do ladder games. I don't really have much time to do a lot of YouTube stuff right now. But I'm always, you know, able to hop on the ladder and just have some fun. So, I go into the Swampert here, which I don't know why. I think it's because the Infernape was in, and yeah, he went to Clefable, I think it was. Yeah, okay. So I roll out the Clefable thinking he might go for a, what's it called? I forgot! Calm Mind, that's it. Alright, so I got the Slurpuff thinking I can take this thing on. Psychic did 52%. I did not expect him to have the Psychic. So I kind of revealed that a bit earlier, but yeah, I could not take on this Latios at all. So I had to go for the Toxic and Prey. That was my play. I think right here I went for the Protect because my best play was just to try and, you know, get damage on it. But no, I didn't, because I thought you might go for another Calm Mind or a Roost. But Protect would have been the proper play there. So that's a bit of a misplay. It is what it is. I go to Emboar because I need to threaten this thing with Sucker Punch. That's my only way to win this. So he goes for the Roost. But I go for the Flare Blitz because I figured I would need to. And I think that was the right play, actually. But let me get these off the layout. Emboar, Slurpuff gone. So yeah, it's 5-2. And he's got a Latios right here that's completely bodying me. So I go into my Manectric because that was really my best play at this point. I go for the Thunderbolt. Didn't do enough. No shit. He goes for the Psychic, takes me out. There goes Mega Manectric. And as you guys can tell, Swampert cannot beat this team. I mean, Clefable beats it alone. But the Latios does go down, so my differential was a bit better. Yay. I'm just so sad about how I've played this season in the GPC. I don't think my team's that great, and I need to just start playing better. Like I have a lot of weaknesses to different types, like Ice, and then the Clefable just gets the last kill on the Swampert. So GG to Jose. Jose's a really good battler though, so I don't feel too bad about it. There's 3 more games left in the GPC. Of course, I'm not that motivated. I definitely went over that in the last battle with my long speech at the end after I saw the happy hour and kind of my reaction to that, and I rambled for a long time. But yeah, I'm really just hoping things will get better when it comes to this league. If I can get like 2 out of 3 in these last 3 games, I think I'm going against some of the worst competition, or like not the worst competition because I'm probably one of the worst competitors right now. But like I'm not going against the top tier guys. Like for example, Eric and Jose are the top guys in the league right now. They're the top 2 in the Petite Conference. Now let's see. I mean, I beat Jar, and Jar's like one of the middle ground competitors. But again, that was 6 weeks ago. I've won 1 league game in 5 weeks, and I'm in 2 leagues. It's pretty pathetic. Then, let's see. Dan's up there. Zappy's up there. Who else did I lose to? I lost to someone else. Oh, I lost to Jack, and Jack was one of the guys at the bottom of the standings at that time, too. So, I mean, if I can just get a couple more wins, I'll be happy. So, I might try really hard, but my focus is definitely on the EPA at this point. You know, next season, I'm just not going to try and have as much fun. I thought, you know, I could try and use a lot of fun stuff like Landoi and Hydreigon, but I didn't really think, like, it'd be so hard to build around these things, and it was. I think it's time for me to finish with the let's draft new stuff every single time. Because, I mean, I'm drafting a lot of new stuff, but number 1, taking out of my comfort zone sometimes. Number 2, I don't like some of the mons I have. Like, drafting Toxapex was a horrible mistake this season, for example. I'm not really too happy with some of the other stuff. I'm happy with some things on my team. I think Landoi is great. You know, I haven't used it that well, for sure. But that's because I've just been body bagged with the rest of my team. Mega Manectric I feel like could be a lot better. But I'm really happy with Emboar and Braviary, for example. I think those have been really fun to use. I need to get a kill with Hydreigon. I haven't gotten 1 kill with Hydreigon, so that's definitely another goal of mine in the next few weeks. But that's about it for this battle. See you guys next week. Peace.